percentage.
Now, were you ever offered money? Were you ever offered money for your screenplay?
Well, for the Cry Cthulhu, I was offered, myself and my partner, we were offered $100,000 for it. Yeah.
$100,000.
But we turned it down.
Turned it down. Now everybody has a price.
Yeah, well, 100 grand wasn't it. Even in the late 70s, it wasn't it, because the deal was that we lost all rights.
Ooh.
And that would have included sequels, prequels, spin-offs, product endorsements, everything,
Son of a gun.
We would have lost all of that. And I couldn't even make a nickel off of T-shirt sales, so that was just. And plus,
you couldn't even write that in there. You couldn't even do like merchandising like George Lucas did.
No, you couldn't. You couldn't do any merchandising. So we would have lost all of that. And then the other thing too was we had there were 2 other sequels planned to it, which are now novels of mine. There's Shoggoth and Shoggoth 2, Rise of the Elders. Those are all these stories, all of my stories are interconnected, but they also stand alone.
Now let me ask you, when you turned it down, was it a hard decision, or was it something you did instantly? Like, no, we're going to...
Instantly.
Instantly. Okay.
Because we were told point blank, very rudely, 100 grand, take it, and it's mine, and get out of here.
Shit. So he treated you like that. Okay.
Yeah. So we did a Bruce Willis and did a, adios.
Adios, man.
Yeah, I won't use the other words.
You're not willing to sell your soul.
Adios, mother humper. How's that? I'll use that. So
you can cuss on this show. For some reason,
no, I don't. I don't. My books are clean. I don't do that.
I noticed that. I noticed that about Cry of Cthulhu. It was like there's no F-bomb here. Maybe that's why subconsciously I'm trying to censor myself on tonight's show. I've been saying "son of a gun" instead of what I normally would say. I don't know.
It's kind of a bit of a bugaboo with me. It's gotten to the point that it's rampant. It was a funny thing that happened in the news today. There's Disney is involved with, they've got their new channel, Disney Plus, and they're involved with their musical version of the musical Hamilton. Okay. And in the song, one of the songs in Hamilton, they do the F-bomb 3 times, and Disney says, "Well, we can't do this." And I'm thinking, "Whoa, I kind of like this. This is nice." No, we have to keep our PG-13 status. I thought, well, gee, that's pretty nice. Yeah, to keep our PG-13 status, we only allow the F-bomb once.
Just one time.
So I'm like, oh no, come on. So it's become like, I'm trying to think of
it's
the show. It's
overly saturated. I mean, I say here and there, of course, I write. I don't have a problem with people using it, but I do understand that it is overly saturated, and it kind of kills the effect. It kills the effect, the effectiveness of those words. Like, and when you throw, I'm going to say here, you throw the word "fuck," it needs to have like emphasis. It needs to have an impact. Otherwise, it cheapens the word. And I feel like it does get overused to the point to where the word is super cheap. Like if you watch a Kevin Smith movie, it's like, okay, what, like, you guys cussing all the time now?
I know. That's he uses it as frequently as we use words like "the."
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It becomes a crutch. It's
I like the streaming channel DC Universe, but they have a show in there called Doom Patrol, and Brendan Fraser's kind of like the robot man in it, and every sentence has got the F-bomb in it with him, and it just goes on and on and on. So, anyways.
Okay. Yeah, so I noticed that about your work, pretty clean, and maybe that's why. Or it could be, like some Timothy Olsen in the chat said, maybe Cthulhu is making me censor myself. I don't know. Maybe through you, because Cthulhu seems to be connected with you.
It's the great old ones. They just are moving the hand of this author, just making me write what they wish.
Now, just to make sure, though, so
they have an influence. Okay, go on.
So Cthulhu's not crying like a little baby in your book, because I'm waiting for that chapter. I'm waiting for that part.
No.
Okay, so he's not he's not sad or depressed.
No. It's the demon, the creature, who is is Yathnotep, has to cry out to the heavens.
By the way, I did not even realize that was an original thing. It was so close to, you said it before, what is it called? Yogagoth? I don't know.
Yog-Sothoth?
Yog-Sothoth. Okay, yeah. So close to that I was like, okay, I think I've seen that name before, because there's a lot of monsters, if you will, the old ones, the Cthulhu mythos that are like, they don't get as much attention. So like when you see the name, you're like, oh yeah, there's that guy. That's right, that guy. Mm-hmm. So very convincing. I didn't even know, but now hearing that it's original, it's like, oh wow, that's pretty smart. Pretty smart to do.
Well, Yathnotep, Yathnotep, like I say, and there's by permission of April Derleth Jacobs from Arkham House Publisher. She's the daughter, or was the daughter, of August Derleth, the founder of Arkham House. We worked very close during our pre-production days on the movie, and then when we did the novelization, they got a copy of the screenplay, they got a copy of the novel, and there's about a paragraph that's taken from the Dunwich Horror, which I have permission. I had written permission from April Derleth to use, so that it's a comparison where the male protagonist is comparing two translations of the Necronomicon. Okay. One is in Greek, and the other one is in English, done by ancient Elizabethan doctor and magician Dr. Dee. Oh. And by comparing them, they find out that in some instances the name of Yog-Sothoth is translated improperly, and it's really Yathnotep.
That's a cool way to do that.
Well, it is, but I don't want people to start thinking that this is getting really complicated. It's not. It really is a good, fun story. Creepy, and I hope it scares the crap out of you. But it's a story to read.
There's nothing complicated about it for me. I don't even mean that in a mean way. Like from the opening of the book, it grabs you. It's like the opening line, what you said about the volume. It's pretty good. And I was the more I read, I was like, wow, this actually seems like it has that. See, in Lovecraft stories, the narrator always had this little bit of like cynicism about it. Like these horrible things are happening. They're probably not going to make it out. But if they do, okay. I mean, that's what I get when I read Lovecraft stuff. There's like this sense of dread, a hopelessness, and that, okay, we might all die.
No, he was in real life. He was kind of a depressing fellow as well.
Yeah, he was.
The Cry of Cthulhu is my only novel, my only book that has an introduction, and I wrote a blog on it once. I don't like introductions because introductions are normally what most people don't read, and they skip through and go to the beginning of the story.
Very true.
So I didn't want to call it introduction. I didn't want to call it preface or anything like that. So if you recall, when you were looking at it, the introduction is warning. Kind of like the warning label you get on an appliance, Mm-hmm. Don't take your toaster in the bathtub, that type of thing. And
your coffee's going to be hot, that's.
Yeah, yes. So, but it becomes an integral part of the story.
Okay. Now,
instead of me saying, "Oh, what I went through when I wrote this," and so forth, and
okay, now
nobody cares to read that. Everybody does it. Nobody wants to read that kind of stuff,
As what happens on the show, kind of organic conversations here. We did kind of move a little bit away from something I wanted to touch on. So the screenplay didn't go well. You tried. You got offered deals, but you turned it down because you wanted to keep it, which I understand. But then you decided to turn it into the novel. And what was that process like? Was it difficult? Were there some hurdles that you had to overcome?